evening to everyone. I'm delighted to welcome all of you to the live interview series corresponding with the International Conference of Quality Education 2024. This conference will be held on January 20th to 24th in Mumbai, India. This conference will give us a wonderful opportunity to set a platform to embrace positive changes in education and meet the team of global leaders, personalities, inspirations from the education field. The main objective of this conference is to emphasize on empowering and furnish the 21st century skills and uplift the spiritual well-being in children by escalating, boosting, and strengthening the education quality by giving preference and priority to STEAM education, employability, entrepreneurship, greening education, and mindfulness. To establish such a conducive environment and atmosphere, we will be conducting live interview series with experts from the industry, which will make us more knowledgeable and confident. This is Shehwar Suhair, Head of Early Childhood Department and Senior Lecturer from Amazon College, Bamlapitia, Sri Lanka, your talk show host for today to keep you on board for this amazing and fascinating interview, proudly on behalf of the International Association of Quality Education. We had the pleasure of meeting Ma'am Micaela Ventura a few weeks back at one of our interview discussion. She is, and it was a very fruitful session. She is the head of the primary at the DSP International School with more than 13 years of experience in the field of education. Born and raised in Portugal, who has dedicated over a decade teaching internationally in the UK, UAE, and now in India, holding a BA Honours in Early Years Education with Qualified Teacher Status, QTS, from UK. She is now pursuing a Master's in Education with specialization in leadership and administration. With expertise in early years, 5 years in the middle leadership, and 3 years in senior leadership, Micaela is dedicated and skilled educational leader. She holds a national professional qualification for the senior leadership and is a COBIS Facilitator, emphasizing her commitment to professional development. Ma'am Micaela's multicultural background enriches a teaching and leadership style, allowing her to connect with students and colleagues from the diverse background. Ma'am, your journey in the field of education is a motivation to all of us, and your dedication towards your goal is outstanding. Definitely, you could be a role model for many, and indeed, I'm honored and privileged to be pairing with you today for this interview. So, ma'am, welcome on board. Let's start the session.
Thank you.
Following our engaging live discussion on the in-the-moment planning a few weeks earlier, let's now explore its application in the realm of STEAM education. How does in-the-moment planning leverage spontaneous learning opportunity to effortlessly incorporate STEAM concepts, creating a natural and captivating environment for young children, ultimately contributing to their holistic development?
So, considering the field of STEAM education, in-the-moment planning excels in its flexibility, enabling educators to weave in STEAM concepts spontaneously within the learning environment. Now, this flexibility holds a significant power in cultivating a dynamic and stimulating atmosphere. So, nurturing an environment where curiosity and exploration are not only valued, but actively encouraged. So one of the remarkable aspects of in-the-moment planning is its ability to transform unplanned moments into valuable opportunities for STEAM learning. So take, for instance, a spontaneous discovery like a caterpillar during outdoor activities. Now, in this scenario, in-the-moment planning can turn this unexpected encounter into a spontaneous lesson on the life cycle of butterflies. So imagine the added dimension of ordering real caterpillars, allowing children to witness the life cycle live, physically and visually. Now, this unplanned and yet purposeful engagement seamlessly incorporates elements of science, biology, and even art, as children can sketch and document their observations, so transforming an expected moment into a truly enriching and dynamic environment. Plus, the hands-on experiences facilitated by the in-the-moment planning contributes to the development of problem-solving skills and creativity. And these are some of the skills that we would encourage to develop, which are linked with the 21st century skills. Now, the spontaneity of this approach allows the educators to engage learners in practical, real-world applications of STEAM concepts, so providing the holistic learning experience. So the central message here lies in the inherent adaptability and spontaneity of in-the-moment planning, cultivating a natural and captivating environment for STEAM learning. This method not only addresses the immediate needs and interests of the learners, but also nurtures a comprehensive education experience that extends beyond conventional lesson planning.
Thank you, ma'am, for your clarification. So this explains the fact that any unplanned activity or in-the-moment planning can give a boost or become a golden opportunity for STEAM. And there is a probable future for this approach for creating a conducive environment.
Definitely.
So, ma'am, in our earlier interview, we discussed about in-the-moment planning and its advantages it has if we can implement it. Main feature is that it provides flexibility, and this can give a good opportunity to adapt STEAM activities. So, ma'am, in what ways does in-the-moment planning approach provide flexibility needed for the educators to adapt and incorporate STEAM activities based on children's immediate interests and curiosity in the early years? If you could little bit elaborate on that.
Yeah. So the key lies in its adaptability. So let me go back to an example I shared in our previous interview discussion, where spontaneous learning led outdoors. So in the moment planning in that example enabled educators to seize this spontaneous moment, enhancing it with STEAM elements, such as art, through drawing insects they found, science, by discussing the life cycle of some insects, such as a butterfly. Now, to further touch on the other STEAM concepts, they could have initiated activities like exploring engineering aspects of creating a bug habitat, incorporating technology to document findings, and maths by measuring and comparing different aspects of the insects. Now, this process not only supports inquiry-based learning, but also provides a live example of how in-the-moment planning can be a powerful tool for enhancing STEAM education. It's about recognizing these spontaneous opportunities and enriching them with meaningful STEAM experiences. So when our educators are attuned to the children's questions and observations, they can weave the STEAM concepts, so turning everyday moments into rich opportunities for exploration. Now, this approach fosters a sense of curiosity, critical thinking, and problem-solving skills. So in all, the beauty of in-the-moment planning in its ability to provide the flexibility, needed for educators to adapt and incorporate STEAM activities, which are based on students' immediate interests and curiosity in the early years. This approach transforms classrooms into dynamic hubs of exploration, where STEAM concepts come to life organically, aligning with the ever-evolving curiosities of our young learners. So it's not just education, it's ongoing journey of discovery and growth.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, building on ma'am Sachita's response in her interview, which took place a long time back, which was conducted in navigating cultural and linguistic diversity and drawing from your international experience with schools that have diverse student population, how do educators and leaders address the challenges of integrating STEAM education, considering varied cultural backgrounds and linguistic diversity to ensure inclusivity and equitable access to learning opportunities?
Oh, okay, that's a big question.
Yes.
So let me break it down and talk it through bit by bit. So when we talk about including everyone in STEAM education, so especially in international schools with lots of different cultures and languages, it's like putting together a puzzle with many pieces. So first off, it's super important for teachers and leaders to really get to know and appreciate the different cultures and languages their students bring to the table. It's like understanding the different colors in the puzzle pieces. Then we're teaching STEAM concepts. We need to make sure it fits with everyone's background. So it's like making the puzzle pieces match the whole picture. And also using the different languages and providing resources in many languages to help everyone understand and be part of the learning. Now, as you know, teachers are like lifelong learners. So they keep learning about different cultures and how to be even even better at teaching, so they can better cater for their children in their cohort. So creating a classroom where everyone feels valued and celebrated is a big deal. Imagine the classroom is like a big family where each student is a unique member, and we want everyone to feel special and important. Now, being inclusive isn't just about what happens in class. Schools also make sure parents are part of things. They build a strong connection between home and school. And this may mean having workshops and school events. And these are good ways of encouraging parents to join in on their children's STEAM education. So it's making sure learning at home and at school is that hand in hand, so supporting each other. Now, here at DSB International School, we have ways to embrace everyone's unique backgrounds. We include different culture stories in our lessons. We have an ESL teacher in both primary and secondary who supports parents in accessing events such as coffee mornings. And also, we encourage our own students to support one another through a buddy system. So in a nutshell, creating an inclusive STEAM learning place means understanding, celebrating, and always trying to learn more about the wonderful diversity we have in our school. So again, it's like making sure every puzzle piece fits. And when it does, the picture is even more amazing.
Yeah. So that's a very nice clarification, ma'am.
Thank you.
So, ma'am, as I understood from your explanation, that cultural and linguistic diversity is immensely important to enrich the inclusive STEAM education.
Yes.
And they are really important factors. And these diverse cultural backgrounds and languages should be incorporated, which will celebrate the diversity and enhance the cultural competence. So, ma'am, let's move on to our next question.
Yeah.
Observation is a key tool which every teacher should have a mastery over it. I believe that this is a key element in the moment planning. So how does the practice of ongoing observation, a key element in the moment planning, enhance educators' ability to respond to the children's emerging interests?
So ongoing observation is like having a superpower for educators. You're not just observing what they're doing, but understanding what really gets them excited. Now, this dynamic assessment of their engagement helps us spot those little sparks of interest that might turn into something big. Now, when we talk about in the moment planning, it's all about being flexible and ready to dive into spontaneous learning opportunities. Ongoing observation is the fuel for this. It's like having a radar that guides us to those moments where we can introduce meaningful STEAM experiences. So imagine a child that gets fascinated by how Play-Doh is made. Now, in that moment, we can jump in with a cool STEAM activity, exploring the science and math behind it. Now, what makes it even more meaningful is how ongoing observation let us tailor STEAM activities for each child. So it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It's personalized learning. So if one child is into space and another is into people who help us, we can craft STEAM experiences that match their interests. So making learning super exciting for them and promoting high level of engagement. Now, and here's the magic. When we combine ongoing observation with in-the-moment planning, we are not just teaching, we are inspiring a love for learning. So it's like turning education into this exciting adventure where kids are eager to explore, whether it's building with blocks or mixing colors. Every little moment becomes a chance to discover something new about STEAM concepts. Now, educators would also benefit from observation, from ongoing observations. Ongoing observations isn't just for children. It's a two-way street. So by keeping a close watch, educators become better at integrating STEAM experiences. It's this constant improvement cycle. And plus, it's a gold mine for professional growth. They learn what works, what doesn't work, and how to keep refining their own approach.
So, ma'am, it has been proved by your explanation that ongoing observation, when we couple it with in-the-moment planning, contributes to foster love for learning and can enhance their ability to integrate the STEAM experiences, and will promote the professional growth. This sounds very valuable and beneficial indeed. So, ma'am, moving to a very interesting question. Parental involvement in early childhood results in quality learning and care outcomes. So it can lead to better social and emotional learning outcomes. And being parents, it's a big responsibility to shoulder to play an integral role in the child's early childhood education. I believe, ma'am, it is important as you and me, as parents, we involve in our child's academic life. Stressing on the importance of parental involvement, how can teachers facilitate and encourage parents to actively engage in STEAM exploration at home which can create a supportive continuum between school and home learning experiences.
So, just like you said, it's important to stress that parents play a vital role in a child's STEAM journey. Their involvement, it connects what happens in the classroom with the learning experiences at home. So when parents actively participate, it creates that continuum of learning that significantly benefits the child. So for educators to support parents in this journey, they can take several measures, such as providing resources, workshops, and sharing expectations. So when I talk about providing resources, it's like equipping them with the tools for the adventure. So this could include suggesting STEAM-related books, online platforms, or simple at-home experiments. So it's about making the world of STEAM accessible and engaging for both parents and children. Now, in terms of workshops, these events are where teachers guide parents through hands-on STEAM activities like a crash course in creativity. So it boosts that confidence and shows parents that they too can be active contributors to their child's STEAM exploration. In terms of sharing expectations, teachers can communicate what they're doing in the classroom. So keeping that open communication, and also sharing the skills they're focusing on and how the parents can complement these efforts at home. So it's about creating a shared understanding of the learning goals, so making it a collaborative effort. So these are some measures that the teachers could implement to support parents in this journey.
So thank you so much, ma'am, for highlighting the importance of this parental involvement in engagement to the STEAM approach. So let's move on to our next question, ma'am. It is a fact that we all know strategies in education cannot be static and requires changes. When dynamic changes occur, STEAM approach can be adapted to engulf its benefits. How has your understanding of STEAM education evolved in response to these dynamic changes in the education landscape? And what strategies, ma'am, do you believe are crucial for these educators to stay adaptable and responsive to the ongoing shifts in this early childhood education?
My understanding definitely evolved. So the integration of STEM and the addition of arts, so recognizing the importance of creativity alongside technical skills, has been a transformative shift. In navigating these changes, I have come to appreciate the need for teachers to be highly adaptable and responsive. So one crucial strategy would be staying informed about ongoing developments in education. This involves continuous learning, attending workshops, and keeping abreast of emerging educational trends, and of course, networking. I personally love networking with like-minded people who have a passion for education and have the children at the center of everything. Embracing technology is another key aspect. As technology evolves, incorporating digital tools into teaching practices becomes essential. It's about recognizing that technology is an integral part of our students' lives and using it to enhance the learning experiences. Now, let's not forget about artificial intelligence, so AI for short. The evolution of STEAM education is also influenced by the integration of AI into the learning landscape. So again, recognizing the role of AI in education is becoming increasingly important. So educators need to stay informed about how AI can enhance teaching methods, support personalized learning experiences, and prepare our students for a future where technology, including AI, is an integral part of various fields. So embracing AI responsibly and understanding its potential impact on education is a key consideration in staying adaptable and responsive to the ongoing shifts in the educational landscape. Now, flexibility in the curriculum design is also crucial. So being open to adapting lesson plans and activities based on the emerging educational philosophies ensures that the teaching remains relevant and engaging. So it's about tailoring the curriculum to meet the evolving needs of our young learners. Also, collaboration with fellow educators is invaluable. So sharing insights, experiences, and strategies creates a supportive community where everyone benefits. And these efforts help in refining the teaching methods and staying adaptable to the changes in the early childhood education. So to summarize, as we witness dynamic changes in the education landscape, embracing adaptability, staying informed, integrating technology, and collaborating with peers, and maintaining a student-centric focus is important strategies for educators, because this not only ensures that we keep up with the shifts in early childhood education, but also position us to provide a more enriching and responsive learning experience for our students in the ever-evolving STEAM education landscape.
So thank you, ma'am. So this confirms that we need to adapt to the changes in the education and incorporate STEAM, which can be fruitful in many ways. Technology, collaboration, and mostly important, student-centric. Moving to our next question, ma'am, during one of our conversation, you told me that you are blessed with 3 children. Am I right?
Yes, I am.
So, would you like to share to us their ages respectively?
So my eldest is 9, my middle one is 6, and my youngest is 3.
Oh, so cute. So, ma'am, as a parent, how have you experienced
Mm.
or witnessed the impact of STEAM education and in the moment planning in your child's learning journey? And what advice would you offer to fellow parents and actively supporting their children's exploration of STEAM concepts at home?
Okay, so I have experienced the impact of STEAM education and in the moment planning in my children's learning journey. So, for instance, my husband Marcio and the girls, my 2 eldest, were baking cookies. Now, I'm not a very good at baking, so I left it for Marcio to do it. Anyways, so as they started mixing the ingredients, questions started arising. For example, in terms of math, like the measurements. What does ML mean? What is this number? In terms of science, how has flour turned hard? And in art, so manipulating the dough. And in terms of technology, use of the phone to record the stages. Now, I spotted the opportunity to take this learning further. And to be honest, I did not have STEAM in mind. It was just natural to me to act. I guess for me, as an educator, it becomes somewhat second nature to identify these STEAM learning opportunities, even in the involuntary experiences. Now, as parents, it's those unplanned moments like spontaneous questions or sudden interests that I've learned to recognize as golden learning opportunities. Yet wearing my educator hat makes it easier to spot these moments.
Yes.
Now, it might be a sudden fascination with balls like my little boy, Mateo. He's into balls. So turning into a discussion, how many bounces, or bringing technology by showing him a YouTube video of different types of balls, football, baseball, bowling ball, basketball, and so on. And can you believe he actually can name these different types of balls?
So the youngest one is a boy. Youngest one is
Yes,
a
the
boy.
youngest boy is a boy. Yes.
Oh,
So I have 2 girls and a boy.
okay.
So for parents out there, my advice is to be observant and engage in a way that feels natural. As educators, we are trained to identify these opportunities, but the essence is the same for parents. Pay attention to your children's interests, encourage questions, and don't be afraid to dive into the exploration process together. But creating a home environment that supports STEAM exploration can be as simple as having diverse books or games and hands-on activities ready available. For parents, it's about embracing these moments and being willing to learn alongside your child. So use the resources available, both online and offline. And remember that as a parent, your involvement is a powerful catalyst for your children's curiosity and love for learning. So based on my dual perspective of being both an educator and a parent, I reinforce the idea that these STEAM learning opportunities are all around us. As parents, trust your instincts, recognize those spontaneous moments, and enjoy the exploration with your child. And for educators who are parents, the seamless integration of STEAM in everyday moments become a unique gift that enhances the learning experience, both at home and in the classroom.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your personal experience to give an insight on this topic. And I will never forget the baking cookie example. So I myself feel, ma'am, how important and magical the concept of STEAM approach could be. And there is a observable growth in critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, and curiosity. A lot can be done from home.
Yes.
So, ma'am, reflecting on your discussion in the earlier interview, what actionable steps or strategies can educators implement immediately to enhance the integration of in-the-moment planning and STEAM education in their classroom?
Well, it's clear that immediate action is needed to enhance the integration of in-the-moment planning and STEAM education in earliest classrooms. This urgency stems from the understanding that these approaches, when combined, create a more dynamic and engaging learning environment for our young learners. So to put this into practice, teachers can start by sharing implementation strategies. So concrete examples showcasing how in-the-moment planning integrates with STEAM activities can serve as an inspiration. Sharing success stories or anecdotes can emphasize the positive outcomes of this integration and providing a practical roadmap for the implementation. Another action involves fostering a culture of regular reflection and feedback. So teachers should be encouraged and at times prompted to consistently reflect on their teaching practices. It should really be second nature. So establishing a feedback loop where teachers can share insights, challenges, and successes with each other. So creating that supportive community committed to continuous improvement. Now, touching on student-centered approach, this was very clear in my previous interview discussion. Some teachers, I'm not saying all, but some teachers need to be reminded of the importance of tailoring activities to each child's needs and interests. This involves observing and listening to the children, identifying spontaneous learning opportunities based on their unique curiosities. Because by doing that, by getting to know the children, you will have a better chance of enhancing the learning environment to better increase the high level of engagement of children. And this will consequently help the children learn, and their brain will also develop. So by taking these immediate steps, teachers can not only enhance the learning experiences for children, but also contribute to their professional development. This collaborative, reflective, and student-centered approach is the foundation for a vibrant early years classroom that seamlessly integrates in the planning, in the moment planning and STEAM education.
So thank you, ma'am, for explaining the steps taken to implement the integration of in-the-moment planning and STEAM education. Indeed, these are very valuable steps, and it should be implemented if we need to bring some favorable changes. So, ma'am, at last we have successfully reached to the end of our interview session. I deeply, from my bottom of my heart, thank you, ma'am, for scooping out time for this interview. And I feel whatever we have discussed today will be taken into consideration. And ma'am, we'll be definitely meeting up again with more interesting topics, but waiting to see you in Mumbai and waiting for your presentation, your keynote presentation. We're anxiously waiting for that. So let me remind all of you again about the upcoming conference, which will be held in Mumbai on January 20th to 24th. Ma'am, your presence in the conference will add more honor to us. This is Shewar Suher, Head of Early Childhood Department, Senior Lecturer, signing off today. Thank you so much, ma'am.
I would like to thank you as well, Ms. Shewar, for being a great host, and also to the audience. And I hope you found this discussion informative and thought-provoking. Thank you again, Ms. Shewar, and I look forward to seeing you at the International Association for Quality Education Conference.
Yes, ma'am. Same here. Waiting to see you in Mumbai. Thank you so much, ma'am. Take care.
Thank you. Good night.